In this first part of this series of videos, I'm going to compare conducting a two-factor analysis of variance, and this analysis of variance will not include repeated measures, which means that all of the groups of data are independent entities, and we don't have a repeated measure on each of the individuals in the study. And I'm going to compare doing that two-way ANOVA in Microsoft Excel as well as SPSS, but to do it in those two different programs requires a different setup. So I'll first describe this frictional research study. And in this study, the aim was to examine the effects of doses of a new drug to reduce reactive oxygen species level in the blood measured in nanomolar per deciliter of blood. And in this study, 3 different groups that were exposed to 3 different levels of this new drug. We have the first group, which received a placebo drug. A second group received a 10 milligram tablet, and the third group received a 20 milligram tablet. But we want to contrast if sex had an effect here on the response of the outcome variable, which is reactive oxygen species level, between females and males. So to set this up in Microsoft Excel, as you can see, I have the female category and the male category for sex along the first column, and I have the 3 different groups of dosages along the first row here. Now, each cluster of data for the 8 females in dose 1 comes from a completely separate group of females for dose 2, from a completely different set of females in dose 3, likewise with males. And so in this video, I'm going to use the data analysis package in Microsoft Excel to carry out this analysis. But before I do, I'm going to show you how to set this up in SPSS. So I'm going to move over to SPSS here, and as you notice, we have our participants all lined up along the left column, or the first column under participant. So to use SPSS, each row will indicate a single research participant. Unlike Microsoft Excel, where we can put different participants in the same row, in SPSS each row is reserved for one and only one participant. I'm going to jump to the variable view here, and as you can see for sex and group, under the values tab, I'm just going to click the 3 periods. You'll see that I indicated a 0 for female and a 1 for male. And at this point, in this option in SPSS, you can add another value for this factor. And so by hitting the plus sign, I can type in another value here, but we don't have that in the study, so I'm just going to get rid of that one and just leave it as the way I've set it up. And for the group, I'm going to click this as well. Here I use the values of 1, 2, and 3 in the spreadsheet to indicate the first group, the second group, and the third group. And here is where we define what those 3 groups are. And so to enter in a new line, you would just hit the plus sign, and you would just manually type in 1 and placebo. And then on the output, instead of showing the effects, if there is an effect between groups 1, 2, and 3, the output will show it for placebo, 10 milligram, and 20 milligram. So I'll hit OK, and I'll go back to data view. So we'll see here that we have this long spreadsheet, and when we get to the last entry here at number 48, this is telling us that we have a total sample size of 48. Over here in Microsoft Excel, I indicated the sample size right here at 48. Little n indicates the number in each group. So there are 8 participants in each group, and we have 6 different groups here. We have one group of females for dose 1, a second group of females of dose 2, a third group of females for dose 3, and then 3 more respective groups for the males. So this will end our first video, and in the next video we will conduct the two-way ANOVA in Microsoft Excel.